How did I fly halfway across the world and get things for free that most passengers don't even know exist? Like, seriously, what if I told you flight attendants are quietly giving away perks, but only to people who know exactly what to ask and how to ask it? Would you try it on your next flight, or just sit there missing out like everyone else? Because today, I'm exposing 21 surprising things you can get for free on a flight in 2026. And trust me, some of these will shock you, some will make you laugh, and one might literally save your trip. So stay with me, because number 17 is something flight attendants don't even like talking about, but they still give it if you ask the right way. All right, let's get into it. First off, let's talk about something almost nobody asks for, but everyone secretly wants: free snacks. Yeah, you're thinking, duh, they already give snacks, but hold up, most people don't realize you can actually ask for extra snacks. And not in a greedy way, just casually. Like, hey, do you happen to have any extra cookies? Boom, smile, eye contact, polite tone. And chances are, they'll hook you up. Because here's the secret: most flights actually have leftover snacks that would otherwise go to waste. And flight attendants would rather give them to someone nice than throw them away later. Crazy, right? Now here's where it gets interesting. Number 2, free drinks. And I'm not just talking about water or soda. I'm talking about those premium drinks people usually pay for. Sometimes even alcohol. Now don't get wild with this, but if there's been a delay, turbulence, or even just a long flight, you can politely ask something like, hey, it's been a long day. Any chance I could get a complimentary drink? And you'd be surprised how often they say yes. Especially if you're chill and respectful, because attitude is everything on a flight. Which leads us to number 3, free upgrades. Okay, before you roll your eyes, no, you're not just going to magically jump to first class. But sometimes, especially if the flight is overbooked or unbalanced, they may move people around. And guess who gets picked first? The friendly, well-dressed, non-problematic passenger who looks like they belong there, not the person arguing about seat space 5 minutes ago. So yeah, how you act matters more than you think. Now number 4 is something I personally didn't believe until I saw it happen: free Wi-Fi. Yes, some airlines will actually give you complimentary internet access if you ask nicely or if there's a technical issue. And sometimes they won't even advertise it. So while everyone else is paying, you might be scrolling for free. Imagine that. Now here's one that hits different. Number 5, free headphones, especially on long-haul flights. They often have extras, and if yours are broken or you just ask, you can get a fresh pair. And here's the kicker: sometimes they're actually decent quality, not those cheap ones you expect. Now let's talk comfort. Number 6, extra pillows and blankets. Most people think they're limited, but nope, there are usually extras. And if you ask early, before they run out, you can literally turn your economy seat into a cozy little setup, especially on overnight flights. Now number 7 is low-key genius-free seat changes. If the flight isn't full, you can ask to move to a better seat, maybe more legroom, maybe an empty row. And trust me, having a whole row to yourself feels like winning the lottery at 35,000 feet. Now number 8, free first aid items. And this one is important. If you have a headache, nausea, or even minor discomfort, flight attendants can provide basic medical supplies. And they actually prefer you ask instead of suffering quietly. Now here's something most people don't even think about. Number 9, free hot water. Sounds simple, but this can be used for instant noodles, tea, or even baby formula. And yes, they will give it to you if you ask nicely. Now number 10 is where things get interesting: free kid kits or activity packs. Even if you're not traveling with kids, sometimes they have extras. And hey, who doesn't want a little boredom relief mid-flight, right? Now let me ask you something real quick. How many of these did you already know? Drop it in the comments, because I guarantee at least 3 of these surprised you, and we're just getting started. Now, number 11, free airline merchandise. Yeah, sometimes they have small branded items like playing cards, stickers, or souvenirs. And if you ask at the right moment, they might just hand them over. Now number 12, free flight information and travel tips. Sounds basic, but this is powerful. Flight attendants often know insider tricks about airports, connections, and even destinations. So if you ask, hey, any tips for my next stop? You might get advice that saves you hours or money. Now here's a hidden one. Number 13, free refills. Unlimited. People assume they're limited to 1 drink or 1 snack. But nope, as long as you're polite and not annoying. You can ask again later, and most of the time they won't say no. Now, number 14, free special meals. Okay, this one depends on availability, but if there are extras from special dietary meals, they sometimes offer them to passengers who ask, and some of these meals are actually better than standard ones. Now, number 15, free comfort upgrades like eye masks, socks, or amenity kits, especially on longer flights. And yes, sometimes they have extras they'll give out if you ask. Now here's where it gets wild. Number 16, free compensation perks. If your flight is delayed, canceled, or something goes wrong, airlines may offer vouchers, meals, or even hotel stays. But here's the catch: you often have to ask or know your rights. They won't always just hand it to you. Now, number 17. Yeah, this is the one I told you about earlier. Free premium service gestures. Sometimes flight attendants go above and beyond for passengers who are genuinely kind. Maybe a handwritten note, an extra dessert, or priority attention. And they don't do it for everyone. They do it for people who treat them like humans, not servants. And that right there is the biggest hack in this entire video. Now, number 18, free baggage assistance. If you're struggling with your carry-on or worried about space, they might help you find a better spot or even check it for free. Now, number 19, free seatbelt extenders or comfort adjustments. Again, it's about asking without embarrassment. They're there to help. Now, number 20, free emergency support. If you feel anxious, nervous, or even scared of flying, you can talk to them. And many flight attendants are trained to calm passengers down, sometimes even sitting and talking with you, which honestly makes a huge difference. And finally, number 21, free smiles, respect, and a better flight experience overall. And yeah, I know that sounds cheesy, but think about it: the way you treat people on a flight literally changes what you get in return. So if you're rude, demanding, or entitled, don't expect anything extra. But if you're chill, friendly, and human, you unlock perks most people never even realize exist. And that's the real secret. Airlines don't advertise. So next time you board a flight, don't just sit there scrolling your phone like everyone else. Try one of these, test it out, and then come back and tell me what worked for you, because I read every comment. And if this video helped you even a little, hit that like button, share it with someone who travels. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Age Travel Tips, because I've got way more insider tricks coming your way. And trust me, the next one might save you hundreds on your next trip.